pure and undefiled religion in the sight of our God and Father is this: to visit orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself unstained by the world. I've just thought of what it must have been like to be that woman and how amazing that is that she chose to give them up because she knew that there was a better life waiting for them. If you've ever taken a mission trip to a third world country, you see what their life's going to be like if they don't have a home. They can grow up in an orphanage and the orphanage can feed them, they can clothe them, they can give them everything that they need at that time, but there comes a time where they have to leave and they're without a family. So most of the girls end up on the streets where there's nowhere for them to go. I have a family of 5 children. I've been married to my husband for 30 years. We had 2 sons, 22 and 18. We started attending here about 7 years ago, and the Lord just was working in our hearts so much during the first couple of years, really. And then God introduced us to a show on television called Smile Pinky. It was on HBO, and it was about these children that had cleft lip, cleft palate. And I was thinking, I would really like to adopt a child like that. And I finally said, so do you think you'd like to adopt? And he said, I was thinking the same thing. And so that opened the door. Within a week of us getting approved to adopt, we were placed. They said, we have a little girl that needs a home. You see the child, you get the picture, and you know that they're waiting for you. They've told them, you're gonna have a mom and a dad. And there's constantly, we need this piece of paper, we need this piece of paper. So it's very long and drawn out. You think, okay, here's my child, I'm gonna go get him, and it takes about a year. And they know. The child knows, you know, and their birthday goes by. Every single holiday comes and goes, and you're thinking, oh, if we could just have her, if we could just have her. Well, Gracie came, and she was born with a condition called craniostenostosis. They felt like she maybe wouldn't speak. She had very low verbal acuity on her tests. The thing that helped us bond to her, first of all, was the surgery. She had a major surgery with a neurosurgeon and a plastic surgeon where they did a craniectomy and remolded her entire skull. God just really put strength into me for that moment. I mean, I really I wasn't concerned. My husband, he was a little more nervous, and I think that maybe that's just something that God gives us an extra measure of that strength for times like that. Well, because of that, she needed us. So that was the first, she really realized she needed us. And I think that's what bonded her to us, and us to her, really, because it's like, we're all you have, and she needs us. The organization that we adopted through called us and said, you know, there's this new program where you take in some kids for the summer for about 3-4 weeks and see if it's a good fit. And we thought about it, and we said, oh, okay, we might be able to do that. So we sponsored 2 sisters to come over. It's very foreign because they spoke another language, and it was a foreign feeling to us. But after the first couple weeks, God started working in all of our hearts. And by the 3rd week, when they were ready to go back, we said, so do you think you'd like to come and stay with us? They shook their head and smiled. And about a year and a half later, we were able to finalize the adoption and bring them over. Now we've gone from a family of 2 boys to a family of 2 boys, 1 little girl, and now 2 older girls that were sisters. Some people ask if it's hard to love an adopted child, or if it's different. It grows, just like when you meet your spouse. It's usually not love at first sight. You have to get to know them. And it's definitely at first, though, a stranger coming into your house. But you know that it's the right thing. You have your 2 biological kids that you already have that strong bond with. And then you're bringing other kids into the family, and you want to have the love for those kids that you have for the other kids. But you're also struggling because you wonder, I don't want my other kids to think I love them less. So that was a huge issue for me. I definitely know that God's called us to have the family, this exact family that we have. There's no question in my mind about it. And for Mother's Day, that's all that I could have ever wanted is to have that peace, and we have that peace. My kids will be with me in heaven. That's the greatest gift that I could possibly ask for on Mother's Day.